Hey guys, this is Chris, head market analyst and founder of Husky Trading Solutions. I wanted to take a brief moment here to review today's action. Okay, so what we can see up here is some 30-minute candlestick charts of various markets that I trade and look for trades. So Wednesday, 3/8/2017. As many of you traders may know, that petroleum report comes out every Wednesday, 9:30 Central. So today oil is the star of the day. We'll look at that in just a second and talk about what we did. So I wanted to point out a few other markets that we're looking at, such as gold. Well, we mapped out some target areas and entry areas, but we can see through these 30-minute candles that today was pretty much sideways and never really gave us anything based on what we're examining here. So we were looking for this to test around the 1205.90 area. Well, never got it. Okay, some of these equities were fairly active today. NASDAQ especially coming up here by a multi-day high, tested the top of the area, gave us a few reversal patterns. One in here kind of snuck in a new high, and we tried to get into that. Couldn't really make much off of it, about 50 bucks tops, only for it to tank and then head lower. So I'm sure that everybody is aware of how that stuff works, but this is essentially what we were looking at, and unfortunately this is going to happen. Okay, this is trading. Later on during the day, while I was at lunch, same area tested inside here and ended up completing the move. So those of the guys in my room who caught that, congratulations. It was a pretty decent day, and I know a few of the guys caught it, so the payoff was there. Something similar in Dow, okay, an area that we based off of 30-minute candles and wick zone. Or if any of you guys are not familiar with this, this is goes along with supply and demand. This was an area that we mapped out. Okay, this goes back to yesterday's trade where we kind of topped out, and then we could see that a number of sellers came in and were able to pinpoint a couple areas, and a little bit into the open, we tested that area and headed south ever since. So definitely some trading opportunities. Okay, but what I'm seeing as the star of the day here is oil. Okay, some very strong reactions to today's report, and we have some basing areas going on in here, such as overnight in Globex. We spent several hours trading roughly in the same area. Okay, this brings us to today's open, gap underneath. Okay, and something that we refer to a lot is market profile, and I plan on doing some videos in depth on this stuff if any of you guys are familiar. But what we have is a range here based on a specific contract. Okay, so right now we're in J17, and we opened up with a gap below contract lows. So that is a forecast of what we may be in store for. Okay, so everybody was sitting kind of quiet, sitting on hands, so to speak, until that report came out, and that's going to be labeled by the D period. Now, ordinarily, we may be looking for some counter trend moves into this area, back into range, perhaps even back into yesterday's range. But going back to our 30-minute, we can see that there was a massive basing area. Hold on a second, let me change colors here so everybody can see it. Going on right through here. So this was going to be very, very difficult, and once we get the trade chart out, we can take a look at that and see how price reacted. Okay, but big long wick, this thing drove up, stopped right at the top of this range, and then that was it. Red bar, red bar, red bar, red bar. Okay, well, what do we have here? We have two horizontal black lines. Okay, we determined that these could be trouble areas for the potential short. So now comes the daily candles. All right, so what we're looking for is opens and closes, real bodies. Okay, what we can see right in here is a potential stopping point, and this goes back, okay, prior to the start date of this particular contract that we're trading in oil. So we're really depending on to see if there's any big money or institutional buyers that are going to hold this level. Okay, so we have the bottom of a wick zone, we have another bottom of a wick zone. This is our sweet spot. Okay, this is our area. If this thing was going to reverse, we'd want to see it happen in here. Well, we can clearly see what the outcome was. But underneath here, we really have nothing. Okay, so by that point, game on, we're looking for shorts. So let's see how some of these prices reacted to what we had. Let me erase all the scribble. Okay, and let's take a moment to see what we have. So essentially, in here above, we're looking to see how these areas were tested, and we can start to see a little bit of a basing area going out through here, and we find it hit support. Once we trade through it, old support becomes new resistance, and essentially you get a little hook, okay, a little pullback, and at this point we are looking for targets, okay, such as the bottom, and then things really start to tank. And then we get reversion, pullback after pullback after pullback. All right, so depending on what chart you're looking at and depending on how you see this, there was lots and lots of opportunity today. All right, and again, what's very, very important is what we can identify on our 30-minute chart, what we can identify on our daily, and see what we're underneath. Okay, because let's face it, this is going to be your 1% type of trade. Okay, usually markets are range bound. We don't see a lot of breakouts, especially in these days trading trading environment, so to speak. But we have to take what we can get, and breakout traders will live for these days. This may make their quarter. All right, so now let's move over and see what we actually did and what we could identify in those same areas. All right, so here we have our first test, and here we have our first pullback. Okay, so remember, we are essentially south of the border here now. Everything else that was trending is left in the dust. It's all up here. Okay, and one more thing to show too, to talk about that first initial drive up, is this is what we looked like into our oil report. Okay, now based on that basing area, this is as high as we got. Okay, and I'll show you that really quick. Sorry for all the skipping around here, but this is all very, very important stuff. So when you're trading and you're looking for some type of reaction, especially when reports are coming out, what can you expect to get? Okay, you can't take a trade without a target. So when you can really see something like this happening and developing, how are you going to get through that area? Okay, so let's mark off this top here at 52.88, top of this basing area here. So remember, 52.88, 52.84, second high 52.87. Stopped on a dime. We lost strength, no more momentum to the upside. There was a very, very aggressive play right in here, but that was very short-lived and ultimately was not the bigger move of the day. So going through this now, we can see that first we take out our low, and then everything just starts to plummet. All right, so not a bad day today. I only traded the morning session. I wish that I was around for more of it, but essentially what we can identify as our vertical move, gotten through all of that stuff. First pullback, risk is pretty limited. Okay, always looking to take profit wherever you can, and then also looking to add on wherever you can. So these were a few of the spots that we looked at. Some of them are a little bit more aggressive than other, but short with 2, cover 1. Short 1 through the duration, find another basing area, add on a second trade. Okay, come back down by our channel, cover 1, short 1. Okay, then we get another move. Okay, and remember, a very important key here is to always add on to winners. Do not price average, do not cost average, do not add on to losing positions. That's the best way to really make your account plummet. Okay, so then we come through here, we get another reversion, okay, another nice pullback, add on, cover, so back to short 2, short 1, and finally at this point, from what I can determine, is the move is over for the time being. And furthermore, what I advised everybody in my trading room is to look for shorts below these lows. Okay. Then I was called out for a few hours. We tested, based, and then we started to make our phase 2 move. And some of the guys caught this. Excellent day in oil. So very happy with the 1100, but you know, it always sucks when you know you could have doubled it. So so I would definitely call oil the star of the day. All right, going forward, we're now going to have to reevaluate the same way every professional trader should do. Always know what you're looking at and know what we're going to be looking for tomorrow. Just because oil went down today does not mean that it's going to continue. Okay, it's a pretty big move. Typically, these long-range extension moves are followed by sideways. Okay, we never know, but we have to be ready for all of it. All right, so once again, my name is Chris, founder of Husky Trading Solutions. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. 888-519-9251, extension 101. Thanks, guys.